The sun keeps shifting. This is not the best day to film. Hey y'all, so I'm going to be sharing with y'all 3 ways you can start nourishing your body on a cellular level today. So I'm always talking about nourishing the body in the postpartum and pregnancy and motherhood in general. Just everyone should be nourishing their body on a cellular level, but so many people don't know how to do that. And I'm always talking about it in vlogs and sharing what I eat in a day, but I don't always tell you like the specific things I'm doing day in and day out to keep my moods regulated, to keep my hormones balanced, to keep my cells happy, which in turn helps you avoid depression, anxiety, mood swings, anger, rage, fatigue, all the things that mamas and just really our culture in general suffers with, because so many people are not nourishing their bodies. So these are 3 things I'm going to share with you today that you can start today. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. You may have to toss some things and reframe your mindset, kind of retrain your thinking, but this is going to be very simple to apply. And I hope you can start doing some of them today and really see those changes start to add up on your health. So you may be brand new to this and you're starting to realize, wow, my body is very undernourished. I'm very minerally lacking in some areas. I'm having some extreme anxiety, extreme fatigue. I have lots of crashes throughout the day. I get really angry at my children. I have been there. And until I truly learned all of this and started implementing it into our lives, I was that mom where I was just always anxious and always ready to be alone and not with my kids, and I did not want to be like that. I want to be with my children and enjoy our time together and not always wishing for them to be ready to go to nap time. So applying these things to your life is going to change so much. Just these 3 simple little things. This was actually a video idea from one of my followers. So if you guys ever have a video request that you want me to make to something you want to know or something to help you, let me know. A lot of times y'all come up with better ideas for videos than me. So here are the 3 things I recommend when you're just getting started. First of all is something you're going to need to become very aware of and how much of it is actually in your home, and that is seed oils. These are also called PUFAs, nuts, seeds, oils, vegetable oils, canola oils. I'll leave a link below with a list of what these are in their highest quantities to their lowest quantities, so you can be looking through your house and seeing which ones of these things you need to start getting rid of. So a PUFA is a polyunsaturated fatty acid, and about 10 years ago the hype started being don't eat butter, don't eat coconut oil, don't eat animal fats. Those are terrible for our bodies, and we were pushed to eat the canola oils, the vegetable oils, the olive oils, the grapeseed oils, the peanut oils, the sesame oils, all those things that come in a bottle that aren't naturally occurring from God. Yes, the item might be naturally occurring, but the way it's processed and chemicalized and put into a bottle and oxidized is not naturally occurring. So it should have been common sense that the things that God created for us, the butter and the animal fats and the lard and the tallow, those things were created from God. They're not tampered with, but we were pushed to eat these other things. And the reason we want to avoid these is because they become highly oxidized in the body, meaning they have a missing hydrogen atom, which makes their cell structure more susceptible to free radicals. So I don't want to get all sciencey on you, but basically these are very sensitive to light and heat, and when they're in the body they become rancid. Many times these actually come in liquid form and they're sitting on a shelf, and by the time we actually buy them and consume them, they're already rancid. We put them into our bodies or onto our bodies. They're literally in everything, guys. And when they enter our bodies, they cause inflammation and cell aging. So if you've ever noticed that you sunburn really bad, many people say they have fair skin, they can't tan, they sunburn so easily, but a lot of times the culprit of that are the PUFAs they're eating. PUFAs are stuck in our tissues, especially if you're raised on a 90s diet like I was. That stuff is in your tissue, and you have to get it out and quit eating it and quit consuming it for you to see true health changes. And it wasn't until we finally ditched PUFAs that our family's health truly changed. We no longer sunburn. We no longer have so much inflammation. Sugar, people give sugar a bad reputation, but it's actually PUFAs combined with sugars that cause the problems, that cause the inflammation, that cause the weight gain, that cause the thyroid issue. It's all the PUFAs, guys. It's these seed oils, it's these peanut oils, sesame oils, and some things that you may not even think of are PUFAs are things like peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower butter, sesame butter, and even nut milks. I used to be a huge almond milk drinker. I would make my own almond milk. I was even a vegan for a short time, guys. There was so much inflammation. I had so much like skin aging. I could tell my skin was starting to age just within the like 6 to 8 months I was eating plant-based and eating all of these seed oils and nuts and seeds. And I'm not telling you, I used to be a huge peanut butter fan, and that was a hard one to let go of, but we no longer buy it, and I haven't even missed it. Truly, once you start nourishing your body in these ways I'm going to talk about, you don't crave these things. Okay, so to sum that up, all I'm recommending is to start being aware of the seed oils in your home. The seed oils you're cooking with, the seed oils that are in your packaged items. Chances are, if you eat any kind of packaged chips, crackers, cookies, even if they're an organic, healthier version, they're gonna have a seed oil. So just start looking at the back of your packages. Again, I'll leave a little link to a picture down below that ranks these seed oils from highest PUFAs to lowest PUFAs. All fats are gonna have some form of a PUFA. Even an egg yolk has PUFAs, but the thing with egg yolks is God made them properly balanced with the egg white, and when you don't overcook them, the PUFAs are not as oxidative in the body. So all I'm getting at is learn what these high PUFA foods are and start taking them out of your diet little at a time. We did not do all this overnight. Like I said, there was a while when we just lowered our PUFA intake. I noticed our family was still reacting to the sun. That was kind of my pushing point here, is I wanted us to be able to get out in the sun and not burn at all. And then I started learning how bad they are for our digestion, our metabolism, and that's when we just knocked them out altogether. So start looking at what PUFAs are in your house, how you can get rid of them. Really, guys, any packaged item is going to have them. It's so hard to stay away from them. We just learned not to eat packaged foods if we want to avoid them. And I'm not saying you have to avoid them at all times, but just not having them in your house all the time where it's free access to grab them is gonna change your health so very much. So removing seed oils, getting them out of your diet, getting them out of your cooking, switching to saturated fats such as coconut oil, lard, tallow, butter, even like avocado and olive oil are not as oxidative, but they still have higher PUFAs than the animal fats. Now, if you're eating animal fats from an animal that is not grass-fed, the animal was eating like corn and soybeans, there's going to be PUFAs in their fat. So you do want to source these things well, which I talk about a lot on this channel as well. So anyways, look at seed oils, learn what seed oils are, learn about PUFAs, and get them out of your diet. A recommendation I have for detoxing is the raw carrot salad or a vitamin E supplement. I'll link all of that down below for you. Okay, now that we've talked about what to cut out of our diets, what to cut out of our homes, as best we can, make it a slow change. Don't do it all at once. Don't be drastic. I want y'all to succeed in this. Let's talk about the easiest habit you can start literally tomorrow to nourish your body. If you get nothing from this video, please get this out of this video. Eat within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. This can be a full breakfast, or this can just be a pre-breakfast drink. I talk all the time about pre-breakfast drinks. That's why I make my yogi drinks all the time, because as a mama, when I wake up, I usually get pulled all directions. I have things to do outside. I have a baby that might want to wake up and nurse. I have toddlers waking up that might need me to do 1,500 different things. So if I get pulled away and don't have time to eat, it's setting my day up for failure. Basically, our bodies can't run on thin air, and coffee is not food. Actually, drinking coffee on an empty stomach keeps our bodies in a hypometabolic state, which means our metabolism is basically slowed down. Our body is basically in starvation mode. It's holding on to everything it has, and our metabolisms are not going to be working for us, not going to be properly helping us nourish our bodies on that cellular level, which is what we want. So drinking that coffee first thing before you actually eat is going to even increase your stress hormones and even more suppress your appetite for breakfast. So if you're one of those people that says, well, I'm never hungry when I eat breakfast, I'll just drink a cup of coffee and eat within 2 or 3 hours, you're already in a hypometabolic state, which means your metabolism is very slowed down, and you need to try to reverse that. And I know it can be difficult at first, so having that pre-breakfast drink, which for me is just milk, a little bit of sugar, and a raw egg yolk, that for me, you don't have to eat that. You can just have a glass of milk. Milk is so balanced of a food, or just a small something that's a balanced food to get into your body if you're not ready to eat like a full breakfast when you first wake up, which is me. I don't have time to usually make the full breakfast, so I usually do make that pre-breakfast drink, which helps me nourish my body first thing in the morning before I get pulled 15 different directions as a mom for the day. All right, and finally, another super easy one to do. Start adding 1 to 2 adrenal cocktails throughout the day. Now, the adrenal cocktail has this whole hype. Some people think it's just orange juice and salt. It's not, and there is a science behind the adrenal cocktail, and people will say that orange juice is high in sugar and yada, yada, yada. If you're using the proper orange juice or the proper form of vitamin C, It's not. And I'll give y'all some other options for an adrenal cocktail if you're scared of drinking orange juice, because there are people that are, because we've been instilled that orange juice is high in sugar and it's going to make us gain weight. Again, it's not the sugar making us gain weight, it's those PUFAs. Back to that first point, the PUFAs and the sugar are going to compete for fuel and going to slow our metabolism with our thyroid function and cause the weight gain. It's not the sugar, it's the PUFAs. The adrenal cocktail basically replenishes minerals lost when we're in a stressed state. So even when we are sleeping, our bodies go into a stressed state because we're not continually having food come into our body. Now, that's our body's natural fast. You're not supposed to eat when you're sleeping, but that is a stress state. So that eating within 30 to 60 minutes or having that adrenal cocktail to replenish your body's mineral stores that have been lost is so vital. So I'll try to give you a little breakdown of what the adrenal cocktail does and then tell you how I make it. It's basically all about minerals. The basic ones are vitamin C, potassium, and sodium. These are 3 things that work together to replenish that adrenal fatigue. The adrenal glands are not meant to be our sole power source. They are our backup. So when they kick in, our body is now in fight or flight mode. And when we continue to leave our adrenals in stress, we are depleting all of those minerals. So that is why replenishing those minerals on the cellular level is so important when you get into that fight or flight mode. So waking up in the morning, you're in that fight or flight mode. You need to consume something. So I typically consume an adrenal cocktail mid-morning when I know I'm about to have that adrenal crash, and also mid-afternoon. So I'll give you a little example of a story that I did not take my own advice that I'm sharing with you in this video today. So we were out really late last night at an event. We usually never go out anywhere, and we usually definitely don't go out really late at night. So we were out late, the kids were sleepy. I was very tired this morning, and I made a quick breakfast. It was like a smoothie, but it was not probably the most nourishing breakfast we could have made, but it was quick and easy. And then about 8:30, so literally like an hour and a half after I ate breakfast. Remember, I didn't have a super nourishing breakfast. I didn't have my Yoki drink. I was just really tired this morning. About 8:30 or 9, I started getting really angry with my kids. Everything they said, everything they did was getting on my nerves. I was very agitated. I was depleted. My adrenals were kicking in. I was going into that fight or flight, and I needed something to pick me up. So if you're a mama or anybody and you're feeling those feelings where you're just all of a sudden crashing, that is your adrenals kicking in. Your body is out of its stores and you need to replenish those. So that is why this adrenal cocktail is so like magical. It's because when you drink it, when you put these things back into your body, these minerals, it's almost like you completely change. My children were getting this way too. Like they were really angry and fussy and arguing and whining and asking for all kinds of snacks, and I knew they weren't really hungry. They were just crashing. So we all stopped. We all made an adrenal cocktail. We shared it together, and my son was like, "Mama, I feel better again." Like literally our children can pick up on this, and they're smarter at mineral support and minerals than us. They may not understand how it works, but they know when their body needs something and they're asking. Like they're probably just asking for a snack when really they're needing some minerals to replenish that adrenal fatigue. So all that being said, the adrenal cocktail is just a magical formula to pick you back up. It's super easy to make. You can make these and take them on the go. If you're working outside of the home and you have that crash mid-morning or mid-afternoon, you can definitely make this and take it with you. Super simple, super delicious, and it's super effective at replenishing those minerals that are lost in a stress state. All it is vitamin C, potassium, and sodium. The best source of vitamin C that most people say is orange juice, but you can also use lemons or limes. You can use a vitamin C powder. They have some on, I believe the website is Mitolite. You can also use like grapefruit juice. Any fruit that has vitamin C, you do want to be sure it's not having added ascorbic acid or added flavors and stuff. You do want a natural whole food source vitamin C. Next is potassium. This can come from coconut water, cream of tartar, or aloe vera juice. I typically stick with coconut water because it is the easiest for me to source, but you're gonna just do equal parts of your vitamin C, so your orange juice and your coconut water. I usually do like 3 or 4 ounces of each, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That sodium is gonna be from the salt. You do want a high quality salt, so some that I recommend are Redmond's real salt, Celtic sea salt, or Icelandic crucial floor salt. Another thing you can add to your adrenal cocktail is magnesium. I won't even get into the benefits of magnesium, but it's like the missing mineral that our whole world is missing. And basically it's a mineral that would have been in our water source several hundred years ago before our water got tampered with and they started filtering things out and trace pharmaceuticals and all kinds of chemicals. We're leaking into our water, so it's no longer in our water source, so we have to re-supplement it another way. So adding it in a liquid form in magnesium bicarbonate is something we do. I've shared before how I'll make our magnesium bicarbonate, or you can purchase it, or you can use magnesium bath salts or magnesium topical sprays or magnesium creams. Any way you can add magnesium. I didn't really mean to talk about magnesium in this video, but it kind of went with the Adrenal Cocktail, and the minerals is going to help you. Magnesium is one that when we are stressed, our magnesium stores are depleted, if we even have any stored up, because so many of us are already really depleted in it anyways. You're going to feel that stress hormone kick in. You're going to need another adrenal cocktail, and just the cycle is going to go on and on and on. I could talk about minerals for days, and I wish I was so much more educated in this. I've done a lot of research, and I know a little about a lot, and I try to share that with you guys. But as always, I will link some sources below, some photos of PUFAs, some information about magnesium and the adrenal cocktail. I'll leave some resources below for y'all to delve in. I just want to present these topics and have y'all research them further. Never trust some random person on the internet, what they're saying. I'm offering you advice on what we do and what I know works, but always do your own research. I always am saying that. And when I make informative videos like this, where I'm sharing what we do and advice for you, never just take my word for it. Do some research on your own. You're going to know much more about why it's helping your body. You're going to be much more likely to stick to it, because somebody can tell me to start drinking 3 adrenal cocktails a day, but until I really know why I need to drink them and the research behind it and how it's so helpful to me, I'm probably not going to stick with it, even though they're delicious. Okay, so that's my 3 tips. Cut out PUFAs, cut out those seed oils, really learn what foods you're purchasing, what foods you're making, what you're cooking with that has seed oils. All those nut and seed butters, those are PUFAs. They're not good for our body. They're slowing down our metabolisms. They're depleting our minerals. They're stuck in our tissues. They're causing sunburn. They're causing cancers. Just look into PUFAs. Try to get them out of your diet, out of your life, out of your house, out of your family's tissues. Just, they're horrible, guys. I could go on and on about PUFAs. Learn about them. Get rid of them. Next, eating within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. And third, a couple of adrenal cocktails a day are truly going to replenish those minerals that are depleted throughout the day when we go through in and out of stress states, especially as busy mamas. I might have talked a little longer than I wanted to, but I get so excited about this stuff and just want to share everything I've learned and just help you guys out, because I have been there. I was such a depleted mom. I was breastfeeding, so depleted, so undernourished, just fatigued, angry, anxious about everything. And until I truly learned this stuff, was not until motherhood became so beautiful and enjoyable for me. It is now just a joy to be a mama, because I'm fully nourished, fully minerally supported, and I want that for all of you guys. So if you have any questions about anything I've shared, anything you want me to delve into more, still have my From Scratch video series going on, where I'm teaching you to cook from scratch, home cooked meals that nourish your body. But this video was kind of focusing on the things you do day in and day out, like that aren't a question in our house, that we do to keep ourselves minerally supported. So I'm gonna go make an adrenal cocktail now, because it is mid-afternoon. I'm about to go breastfeed Eliza, so that's another stress on my body. I need to replenish my mineral stores. Guys, minerals are everything. They are the spark plugs to life. They keep our body functioning properly, and God designed us to get all these things in our foods and in our soil, but our foods and our soils are so minerally void these days. We don't get that anymore, so we have to supplement it other ways. And Eliza is now ready to get out. She sat still for me so beautifully for a good 30-something minutes while I filmed this video. She's ready to get out and nurse. So thank y'all so much for watching this video. I am so honored to share this stuff with you guys, and that y'all look to me to ask me these questions. And thank you to the sweet friend who requested this video and gave me the idea to create it. I hope that the tips I shared are helpful, and that y'all can start adding these things and start nourishing your body on a cellular level every single day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in a future video. So good. You can almost instantly feel your body being replenished when you drink these.